Hey everybody, welcome to Wake Up Well. We are on chapter 5 of the book of Proverbs. I'm going to take a different tack this morning because so does chapter 5. We're going to talk about why it's not wise to have an affair with somebody that you are not married to, just to have an affair at all. And this is advice that applies to all of us, whether you are young or old, whether you're male or female, whether you're married or single, whether you are a husband or a wife. It's just good advice for society functioning well. And I know that, with the whole social distancing thing at the moment, this may be not an issue for you at all, entering into an affair with somebody else. You may be stuck in a house on your own or with one or two people. Verse 3 of chapter 5 says, "The lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey." And the truth of the matter is they may also contain coronavirus just at this time, and you may want to give them a very wide berth. But nevertheless, this principle of what the writer of the Proverbs is saying here applies to all of us. In verse 15 it says this: "Drink from your own well." Almost nobody plans to have an affair or to be unfaithful to their partner. It's not even in that first kiss or that first holding of the hands that the affair begins. Actually, it's in the run-up, in the months or weeks running up to that event, that the door is open to these kind of things to be possible. Maybe it's because you suddenly find yourself spending more time than you have done before with a particular person, and you begin to enjoy it a little bit too much. Or maybe you are living with pressures in your own relationship, or you're living with the pressure of being single and being unattached. And the temptation is to look for affirmation. It's to look for that spark of fun. It's to look for that kind of cheeky flirtation and that feel-good factor. And then it takes weeks and it takes months, but it builds and it builds. And it's that process that you need to be really, really careful with, and so do I. Proverbs says this. It says in verse 8, "Stay away from her," or "stay away from him. Don't go near the door of his house." Just don't even go there. Don't start down that path. Why? Because it will be your ruin in so many ways. It says you will lose your honor. You will lose your wealth. You will lose all that you have achieved. He's very blunt, the writer. In verse 15 he says, "Drink water from your own well." Why spill the water of your springs in the streets, having sex with just anyone? You should reserve it for yourselves, never share it with strangers. It sounds blunt because it is blunt, but it's wisdom for life. And sometimes we just need to hear it. And the word of the Lord it will help society to function well. It's wisdom for a healthy soul. And so it may not be an issue for you or for me today, but I encourage you, take wisdom and let's make sure it doesn't become an issue in the weeks and months ahead for us. I bless you to live well, to live with wisdom. I bless you to live with self-control, and I bless you to prosper this day.